Okay, so obviously, that was the hot topic, and some of the citizens' comments touched on that quite a bit. Just a timeline of what has happened so far. The incident occurred on July 21st. We have an automatic review anytime our officers use force. We're one of the departments that reviews all levels of use of force. It went immediately to the shift on July 21st. The very next day, there was concerns addressed by the captain of that shift, referred it to my office, and we assigned professional standards to start reviewing that incident individually. I assigned a use of force instructor and a shift commander to start looking at it. They prepared. It was a lengthy investigation that had a lot of different hurdles, a lot of things needed to be done. Videos that have been seen widely throughout the public have no longer exist. That will be included in the report that we release. We do have all officers' body cams. I know that's something that's been out in the public, and we do want to release that. And we've moved to start that process. On August 31st, my senior management team, including myself and 4 other individuals, met to start reviewing the findings of our investigation and address the concerns we had. I've worked closely with certain organizations like the NAACP. I've worked with Tanya with Leaders of Kenosha for quite some time. Transparency has always been something that has been requested by them. To do that, I understand us looking at ourselves raises concerns. So we looked at ourselves, did an evaluation, compiled 2 different reports, and then on September 6th, I reached out to an outside agency and requested that they have all of our information and review our actions and the actions of the incident. Believe that should be concluded here shortly. Once that does, we have full anticipation of releasing all videos, body cams, interviews, reports from ourselves and the outside agency. I worked with the PFC and kept them included on what each step we plan to do. And as we get updates, I'm trying to reach out to anyone that I maintain the relationships with to let them know what is coming. I understand the need for us to continue to make a comment every time something goes out on Facebook, and trust me, we want to. At the same time, we're not trying to focus the efforts on continuing to get in spats over social media. I'd like those meetings where we can actually talk about what's going on. I can release what I do know. But again, right now, as the investigation sits, we have completed our reports internally and gave all of our videos, interviews, and everything that we had revolving the incident, other than what our findings were, to an outside agency for review. When that comes back, we'll have 2 independent reviews. We'll have 1 internal and 1 external, and then we'll move forward and take action on what we've identified. That's the update I have for the PFC and for the community at this time.
Thank you.
Motion to approve. Second.
Chief's comments?
I'll go first. I obviously was just speaking, so before I go further, Ms. Molina is somewhere here. She had asked to speak. Just so you know, we do have your investigation. It is currently tied to a criminal investigation, a sensitive crimes investigation, so I cannot comment on and release the video that everyone's asking for right now because it's tied into another criminal investigation. If that's closed or resolved, or I get approval from the district attorneys, once they've made a determination on what's going forward with that case, I can release all the video from our contact that we have with you.
All right, can you post it afterwards?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And then I just want to say I appreciate you guys all coming out, talking to me directly. We are trying our best to get out there in the community. We're trying our best to take the input from different organizations and stakeholders in the community. We're going to continue that relationship. Again, we're going to make sure that we're as transparent as possible with this. There's nothing that's going to be held within our walls. And when we go to release it, everything will be included, including what an outside agency is determining. So we're trying to do our best to make sure we're holding ourselves accountable first, and then making sure that our processes and procedures are can be evaluated by others. Thank you.
Are the officers involved still on the department?
I guess I don't know exactly. I will answer that question. This isn't a question and answer facility, but what I think I will add, All officers are currently employed, something that I may have, and probably should have mentioned in the update to the PFC for the July 20th, is we have identified 2 officers that we had concerns with their actions, and I've placed them on administrative leave, and they are no longer in our building.
At this time, it's
just
recording now, it's not
comments.
question and answer. When we take a break or after the meeting, you can ask the chiefs a question. That's normal protocol for the meeting.